To start off, I just want to get a couple people wet. I have a bag of water here. Can I get anybody wet? Really? Yeah? All right. Just throw that kind of go over this way. One more? Anyone? Oh yeah, okay. Oh, Jeremy. Oh shit! Styrofoam. I broke the ice. So, water I find to be an absolutely fascinating topic. I love water in all its forms, mostly because when you really sit down and think about it, water's fucked. Like, hold on, I want you to think. Think about how much water there is on the planet and how common water is in our everyday lives. It's pretty common, and there are oceans. Now, not only is it common and there are oceans, but we also take it for granted. We take its anomalous properties for granted, even. I'd like to start with one of my favorite anomalous properties of water, which is its heat capacity. It can absorb a massive amount of heat. Yeah, I like it. To kind of get us into the feel of it, quick show of hands, how many people here have boiled water before? Oh, good. I'm going to assume if you didn't put up your hand, you're either shy or we have a bigger problem. Boiling water is an interesting concept because we have to put energy in, and this water can absorb quite a lot of energy before it raises its temperature. Let's think about how weird that is by trying to make a cup of green tea out of all the water on planet Earth. So to start, we know that the optimal temperature for green tea is about 80 degrees Celsius, right? So we would need to take all the water on planet Earth and bring it up to 80 degrees Celsius and then find a lot of green tea somewhere. But to do that, we need to know how much water there is on the planet, and that's not an easy thing to do. Luckily, I did this calculation already on the back of a napkin in a dive bar in the Mojave Desert in 2016. There's about 1.46 trillion kilograms of water on the planet, which is the same mass as Pluto's moon, one of them. To bring the temperature of all of Earth's water up to 80 degrees Celsius to make a cup, you would need the same amount of energy consumed by the entire human race over the course of the year 2001. Now, I know that doesn't sound like much, but remember, we're just making a cup of tea, even if it is a big one. The other interesting thing is density, because water is really weird when it comes to the way it functions with density. We know that water is densest at 4 degrees Celsius, which means as we increase the temperature from 4 degrees Celsius, it actually decreases in density, and when we decrease the temperature from 4 degrees Celsius, it also decreases in density. What that means is if we made a cup of tea out of the ocean, the volume of that water would also increase. And I did the math beforehand because never do live maths. The volume increase would be about 40 times the volume of Earth, bringing the temperature of the oceans from about 2 degrees Celsius to 80 degrees Celsius would mean that we wouldn't have a planet Earth anymore, it would just be planet water. Fascinating and amazing. And speaking of density changes, let's go the other direction. Have you guys ever noticed that ice floats? Right? Yeah. Right? It blows me away. And really, so much of life on planet Earth requires that ice floats. Many believe that life started in water, and if ice was like every other solid and was more dense than its liquid form, it would sink, which means lakes and oceans would freeze from the bottom up, not giving room for that, pocket of life to form. Also, if ice was normal and was not lighter than water, we wouldn't get icebergs, which means we never would have had the Titanic, and we never would have had, like, Celine Dion's My Heart Will Go On, and the entirety of who we are would be totally different. Also, I'm just talking about ice 1. Like that right there, that's ice 1. That's the basal plane of ice 1. There's over 18 types of ice that we've found, and most of them are denser than water. Which means, if you take a block of ice and you compress it, you'll begin to melt it due to compression melting. But if you keep pressing it, it will turn into water and then turn back into ice. It's absolutely insane. I know. I'm really excited and passionate about this, but what I hope you've all gotten out of this is that the next time you're going to boil a cup of water for your tea, you too will look at your boiling tea kettle and go, man, water's fucked.